If someone asked you to describe an average female video game character, images of scantily clad buxom women is most likely the first thing that springs to mind. Well, that or a girl who can't do anything until her short Italian plumber stereotype comes and rescues her. Historically, women have been either sexual fantasies or the simple damsel in distress. Like most media forms, this is largely due to video games being thought of as a guy thing, which really isn't that shocking of a sentiment. Considering the only games that had female protagonists in the early days were the Metroid and Tomb Raider franchises, even though Lara Croft back then was seen as more of a sex object than a fleshed out character. Even when Princess Peach got her own game on the Nintendo DS, she literally used her emotions to fight her enemies. You know, clearly having emotions is strictly a female thing, because guys have never had a single emotion ever. Why would you think that? Not to mention how games were advertised to women back then, games being the secret to the fountain of youth, because that makes sense. In recent years, women have been playing video games almost to the same degree as men, especially women over the age of 18. One of the reasons why this is occurring is the swell of wonderful female characters in video games, and no one seems to do it better than Naughty Dog. Back in 2007, Naughty Dog released the first Uncharted game on the PS3. Uncharted follows the dashing treasure hunter Nathan Drake on his quest to find the lost city of El Dorado. You know, basically Indiana Jones for a modern audience. At first, it seems like your run-of-the-mill adventure story where the roguish hero makes all women weak in the knees from his quick wit and good looks. That is until he leaves his eventual wife, Elena Fisher, on a dock after ditching her to get the treasure for himself. Instead of just accepting his genuinely dick move, Elena instead finds him and does this.
Whoa there, cowboy. That's for leaving me at the dock.
Yeah, she's not putting up with his shit. Throughout the adventure, she is constantly taking care of herself and even saving Drake's ass throughout the entire franchise. She's no slouch with the gun either. She's able to steer Nathan in a direction to do the right thing. Let's also point out that she looks like, you know, an actual human being, and not some lewd fantasy of a 12-year-old boy. Even kicking his ass in Crash Bandicoot. Elena was always the heart of the series, often being the emotional center for Drake's motivations. It is never more clear than in Uncharted 4 when she learns about how Drake has been lying to her throughout the entire game, about where he's been.
Was there ever a Malaysia job?
Come on, wait. Elena, wait!
I don't get you.
Look, I wanted to tell you.
You know what? Enough.
No, I wanted to, but how could I?
I don't know. Just say it.
I had to protect you.
That is bullshit, Nate. You just didn't have the nerve to face me again.
I knew you would react like this.
How would you react? You lied to me for weeks. If you were killed, I wouldn't have even known about it. And now you have a brother. Who are you?
Come on. I'm me. Come on, it's me. It's different this time.
Oh my God.
I have to save him. I don't even care about the treasure.
The look on your face when you walked into this room. If you're done lying to me, then you should stop lying to yourself.
Elena isn't the only wonderful female character from the Uncharted series either. Chloe Fraser and Nadine Ross are both women of color who were able to shine bright enough to where they got their own Uncharted adventure. Chloe is a treasure hunter like Drake, who is just as clever, you know, if not more so than Drake. And Nadine is the leader of a mercenary group that makes up the antagonists of the fourth Uncharted. Nadine was a serious threat. Several scenes show her and Drake fistfighting, and she literally wins every time. Seriously, watch how badass she is.
Give me the crucifix.
Lady, you're lucky I'm a gentleman. Because if I weren't,
You won't.
All right, fine. Just remember, I didn't want to do this.
Let's see what you've got. Come on, Nathan Drake.
Oh, I see my reputation precedes me.
Don't telegraph so much.
I'm just trying to make it fair.
Nice try. Come here. Now hand me the artifact.
Did you know all the artifacts here are stolen? They belong in a museum.
Nate, I'm really losing my patience.
God. All right, look. I'm still a little jet-lagged. How about we just call it even? Son of a...
Seriously, she kicks his ass all over the world. During their adventure, Chloe and Nadine start off with an uneasy alliance and slowly begin to open up and trust one another with their lives. If this game was put under the Bechdel test, it would most certainly pass. All three of the Uncharted ladies have pushed the envelope for how women can be represented in games. They each have fleshed out personalities and motivations, and not a single one of them fall under the banner of damsel in distress. On top of writing such believable and awesome characters in the Uncharted series, Naughty Dog is the first AAA developer to feature an openly gay woman as one of the main characters and is accepted by the LGBTQ community. In 2013, The Last of Us was released and met with insane critical success. The story follows the emotionally closed-off Joel and the snarky, foul-mouthed young girl Ellie. Taking place many years after a zombie-like outbreak bringing down society, Joel lives on in a world where everything he loves is gone. His daughter is brutally killed in the opening scene.
Please don't. Oh no. Sarah. Move your hands, baby. I know, baby, I know. God. Listen to me, I know this hurts, baby. You're gonna be okay, baby. Stay with me. All right, I'm gonna pick you up. I know, baby, I know it hurts. Come on, baby, please. I know, baby, I know. Sarah. Baby. Don't do this to me, baby. Don't do this to me, baby. Come on. No. No. No, no.
I'm not crying, you're crying. Years in this tough world have turned Joel into a disgruntled survivor. He is tasked by the Fireflies, this world's resistance, to bring Ellie across the country to one of their bases. Eventually find out it is due to Ellie having been bit, but not turning into one of the monstrous clickers. Ellie never knew the world before the outbreak, so her whole life has been this hell. Even so, she has a great sense of humor and a charming personality.
Light on the reading, but it's got some interesting photos.
Now, Ellie, that ain't for kids.
Whoa! How the hell would he even walk around with that thing?
Get rid of...
During one of the later chapters of the game, she deals with intense trauma after being nearly overpowered by a cannibal and heavily implied pedophile. Dealing with an experience like that changes a person, and after that happens, Ellie is not quite her normal cheerful self. Instead, she's more reserved and distant than ever before, which is heartbreaking because you can't blame her for acting this way. All the while, Joel is trying his best to make her feel better, but at least she's trying to keep strong for him. Although I won't spoil the absurdly emotional conclusion, I will highlight the prequel DLC called Left Behind. Left Behind follows the events of how Ellie got bit. She and her best friend Riley are running around beyond the quarantine zone and things go horribly wrong. They both get bitten, but only Riley is killed. This is when it's revealed that these two are much more than friends, making their goodbye that much more powerful. What Naughty Dog did so well about revealing Ellie's sexuality was not making it her defining character trait. Even in 2013, the idea of a lesbian main character was still new to everyone in games. By putting us through this wild, emotional roller coaster with her, they make the player care for her and love her. When they reveal her orientation, at this point we already care so deeply for her that it shouldn't even matter. Which is a lesson more people need to take into their own lives.
Don't go. Sorry. What?
That's not to say that these are the only good representations of women in gaming. They are, at least to me, the best examples. I hope you enjoyed me gushing about these awesome chicks. So to sign off, here's a quick montage of other great female characters, because, you know, montages are dope. Godspeed.